What is going on, guys? Papa C back in the video for you guys, bringing you week 7, I believe, of the PGL. Yeah, week 7. Yeah, week 7. This week in New York, Klinks going up against Jspeckz, coach of the Carolina Pyroars. His link is, of course, in the description. Make sure you guys go check out his side of the channel. I'm pretty sure he's 5-1, so he's definitely killing in the league. He has a pretty scary team. Going over his full team, but before we do that, actually, make sure you leave a like. It goes a long way. And, of course, leave a like my opponent's battle. So, these are the teams. Mine's on the left, his is on the right. My team, you already know the team, not going to go over, but it's on screen if you want to see it. His team, Mew, Garchomp, Florges, Raikou, Chestnut, Blastoise, Mega Aerodactyl, Doublade, Sneasel, Salazzle, and Licky Licky. Mew and Garchomp are his Z-Captains, so that's pretty scary. Luckily, Mew didn't come, so I don't have to worry about Garchomp being a Z-Captain. And I can definitely see it being a Z-Fire move, because it could hit my Tapu Bulu, it could hit my Celesteela, it could hit my Beedrill, although Beedrill probably dies to a regular Fire Blast anyway. Hits my Stakataka. Fire actually hurts my team a decent amount, especially since I dropped all the rain Pokemon a few weeks ago, if you guys missed that. But going over the team that he brought, though, Raikou, Mega Aerodactyl, Sneasel, Doublade, Salazzle, and Garchomp. Definitely expecting the Garchomp to be a Z move. I'm thinking that the Salazzle might be Scarfed, and looking at his team since there's no Stealth Rocker, I'm thinking that the Aerodactyl would be more supports, that maybe Stealth Rocks, Defog, possibly Taunt. I'm not really sure, but go over my team really quickly. I'm bringing a Scarf Latias. Aerodactyl's fast, I want to outspeed it. Sneasel's fast, I want to outspeed it. And I feel like with 4 coverage moves on Latias, Scarf is a really good bring, because I believe I have Ice Beam, Psychic, Flamethrower, and I forget the last, Thunderbolt, which hits pretty much everything on his team pretty hard, which is very nice. Next up, I have a Special Defensive Spiritomb with Pursuit, Shadow Sneak, Will-O-Wisp, and Pain Split with Leftovers. Special Defensive, I could switch into his special attackers being the Salazzle and the Raikou. I go for Will-O-Wisp. I can take hits, go for Pain Split. I can go for Pursuits on pretty much anything, and he can't switch out, which is great. Next up, bringing for Alligator for the first time since I picked it up like 2 weeks ago. Nothing too special. Dragon Dance, Sheer Force, Life Orb, Liquidation, Ice Punch, and Earthquake. Kinda wish I had Aqua Jet. Aqua Jet would be kinda nice, but unfortunately you don't get the Sheer Force boost from it. And you take Life Orb damage, kinda like how you do with Earthquake. But I feel like Earthquake was necessary when he has a Salazzle and a Doublade on his team. On top of a... What else on his team is weak to ground that didn't bring? Raikou. Well, we didn't bring Raikou, but you know what I mean. Next up, Autonomize Celesteela. Such a good set, by the way. Like, on paper, I don't really... Like, I've had Celesteela this whole season, obviously, because I drafted it round 1. And people always say it's so good. And I'm like, yeah, it's good, but I thought it was a little bit overrated. And on paper, I don't really think it looks that great on paper, but in practice, oh my god, it's a monster. Bringing on an Autotomize set with Earthquake, Hidden Power, Ice, and Flash Cannon. As you can look at his team, I think that literally hits, it literally hits everything on his team super effective, which is great. Everything that he brought is weak to one of 3 Celesteela's coverage moves, which is fantastic. Next up, bringing Zoroark with the Expert Belt, not Scarf this time, and I didn't lead with it this time. Expert Belt, because I feel like his team overall is relatively slow. In terms of the particular team that he brought, though, 3 things do outspeed it, which is a problem. But I disguised it as my Zoroark because I figured I could switch into the Raikou and either force an HP Ice or force a switch, which either way I can take a hit and go for a very strong move. And then last but not least, I have a Stealth Rocks Gligar with U-Turn, Earthquake, and I believe I had Toxic as well. I had Toxic because I was really scared of the Florges, which he didn't end up bringing. And I didn't really have much moves to hit it besides Sludge Wave on Zoroark and Flash Cannon on my Iron Head, excuse me, on my Celesteela. My Celesteela, it's mixed, but it gets the Beast Boost in physical attack because it's adamant. So going to the battle, I just led Latias because I figured, like, no matter what he leads with, outside of the Raikou, or outside of the Sneasel, actually, I could hit everything super effective really, really hard. So unless he leads Sneasel, I'm safe. Now, I lead with my Raikou, or excuse me, I lead with my Latias. He actually leads with Raikou, which I should have expected more. Like, it's a pretty obvious lead since it's a Volt Switcher, but I didn't think he would lead with it. I was expecting the Aerodactyl a lot more just for the Stealth Rock special. Just because of the composition of his team, it made sense for it to be Stealth Rocks. So he goes to his Raikou to whatever. I figure, okay, I could predict a switch and go for another move, but I figured no matter what, I outspeed him and he's going to click Volt Switch. I'll just click Psychic here, and I kind of instantly regretted this. Now, I was able to see that this thing is not Assault Vest, and it's not Leftovers, and it's not Life Orb, so it could be Expert Belt, it could be a Shuckle Berry or something like that, although I do have Tapu Bulu, so Shuckle Berry, I guess it's not a bad bring, I do have a lot of ground coverage on this team. Either way, I instantly regretted going for Psychic because he could have went to Sneasel to Pursuit. Luckily, he didn't do that, so I guess his Sneasel doesn't have Pursuit, which is great. I go to my Spiritomb, I can take any hit from this thing, I go for Will-O-Wisp, but not that big of a deal. It goes for a Shadow Claw. It actually does a decent chunk of damage, to the point where if he's SD, this could be a little bit scary. Now, if he goes for SD and I miss a Will-O-Wisp, I think my Spiritomb just dies here. I click Will-O-Wisp here. I thought maybe he'd switch to his Aerodactyl or something to take a hit. He actually goes out into his Salazzle, which is obviously immune to Will-O-Wisp, it's a fire type. But this isn't too bad because I am especially defensive Spiritomb, and this is not his Z user. Now, He could have Nasty Plot, which is scary, but I could still take hits. If I go for Pursuit, I actually take about 25% from, or actually do about 25% to the Salazzle. Sludge Wave does like nothing to me, so I'm thinking maybe it doesn't have Fire Blast because he went for Sludge Wave. I just go for Pursuit. I do pretty much exactly 25%, so it's going to be a roughly a 4-hit KO, which really isn't that bad. So my game plan is to keep looking Pursuit. He has to stay in. He's not clicking Nasty Plot, so he might not have it at this point. And once he gets low enough, I'll just click Shadow Sneak, so that way he just dies. So I go for another Pursuit. He's at just above 50%. I'm pretty sure it's a roll for 2 more to kill. I just click Pursuit one more time, as he actually goes for the Nasty Plot here, which was pretty scary. So he goes for a Nasty Plot. I go for Pursuit. You'll see after this animation, I guess. There, he goes to +2. There's my Pursuit. Now, at this point, he's at like 30%. And Pursuit and Shadow Sneak do the same damage rolls. So it's a roll to kill, but I need a max roll. Either way, I click Shadow Sneak, because I figure if I get the low roll, he still goes for an attack. If I go for Pursuit, he outspeeds and goes for attack anyway, so I was better off for Shadow Sneak. He lives with like 2 HP, goes for Fire Blast, and down goes Gertrude, unfortunately. I thought maybe to be able to take a hit, but at +2, Salazzle's just strong. So here I go to my Latias, I'm Scarfed, doesn't really matter. I don't think his Sneasel has Pursuit, so I feel a lot safer coming in, just clicking Ice Beam. Or I click Thunderbolt, actually, because it hits the Sneasel harder. So I go for Thunderbolt, he goes out to his Doublade. Actually does an okay amount of damage, not gonna lie. Like, that's a pretty decent chunk to a Doublade, considering it's an Eviolite user, of course. I just switch out here because I don't want to stay in. This does give an opportunity to go for an SD. He was also really thinking for a few of these turns. This turn in particular, he thought at least for 6 seconds for this turn. He just clicks Iron Head, which is fine, because my Gligar, which is actually Gligar, not Zoroark, can take the hit, no problem. Here I click Stealth Rocks, expecting him to want to switch out because he doesn't want to take an Earthquake, and he actually goes to his Aerodactyl. I was very close to clicking U-turn, predicting him to go to Aerodactyl and going out into my Celesteela for Alligator setup. I just clicked Stealth Rocks. I figured Stealth Rocks would help me get KOs with my setup mons later on in the battle. Now, at this point, I'm scared of Defog, but I'm like, I might as well just go for U-turn because I still have an opportunity to set up in this Aerodactyl's face. Whether I have Rocks up depends on if he has Defog, and since he Mega Evolved, obviously he's not switching out, he's staying in this turn. So I go for U-turn here as he goes for the Defog, though. So unfortunately, Rocks are gone. So it is going to make it a little bit harder for me to pull off a sweep with Celesteela for Alligator. But I decide to go out to Celesteela because I know it's going to force him out. And we'll see in a second here. Go for U-turn, do barely any damage. I'm pretty sure that U-turn damage actually puts him in guaranteed range of Iron Head, because Iron Head does like mid-93, so that's pretty cool. In comes Celesteela. I know he can't touch me unless he has like Taunt. He can't do anything to the Autonomize. I go for Autonomize. He switches out into Cloud, obviously because he is Electric type. Now, I do have the Wakan Berry, so I could take an Electric move, which is great. He gets the pressure or whatever. Get the Autonomize up. Now, the only way he can live a hit is if he Shuck a Berry. So I go for Earthquake here, and even if he has Shuck a Berry, I have a Wakan Berry, so I can take a hit too, so that's pretty great. So I go for the Earthquake here, as you can see, and there's the Shuck a Berry. So that's a little bit unfortunate. At this point too, I thought that maybe it would kill despite the Shuck a Berry because he's at like 55%. He lives with like 10-15%, which isn't that bad. Goes for Thunderbolt, and he activates my berry, which is really funny that we both activated the berries in the same turn. Luckily we live. Luckily we don't get parried. And we take less than half from that, which is just fantastic, because Celesteela is a pretty bulky boy. So go for Earthquake here. Actually, excuse me, I go for the Iron Head here, because I know it's going to kill. And if he switches out, I do Mass Damage or something else. So he goes to his Aerodactyl here, onto my Iron Head, which is going to hit this thing super effective. It actually lives, though, with like 1 HP. So a lot of things end up living with 1 HP, which is really funny. So I just go for HP Ice here. I figure, yeah, I'm revealing my 4th move, but he seems really keen on preserving his Pokemon until they're really low. So if he goes to Garchomp to get some Rocky Helmet damage, he'll take a lot of damage. So go for HP Ice, get the kill, get, I think, my first Beast Boost, right? And down goes the Aerodactyl, which is great. So he goes out into his Garchomp, I believe. So if he's Scarfed, he might actually outspeed me. I don't know for sure if he has Fire Blast. And he is Scarfed, and he has Fire Blast. Luckily, we live this somehow. I don't know how we live this. I know Garchomp's Special Attack isn't fantastic, but still, we live it. I go for HP Ice. It's not going to kill. It does a little bit over half. If I was plus Special Attack, if I was a Special Attacking one, I actually would have killed probably at the +1. Because I'm adamant too, which is the thing. So it's unfortunate, but it's whatever. I think Special probably would have the better bring, but I wanted Fizzle to hit the floor just harder. It's whatever. I still did pretty good with the Celesteela, I think. So I switch out, or I die, go to my Feraligatr, because again, I know he's Scarfed. He has to go for Fire Blast or switch out. I'm free to go for Dragon Dance. And his only chance is to switch out or go for Fire Blast, pray for the burn. So goes to his Doublade. And I'm like, okay, I'll Dragon Dance here. And I'm realizing, like, you know what? This Doublade can't touch me. And 1 Earthquake might not kill this thing. So I'm just going to click Dragon Dance again, because this will also ensure that I outspeed the Garchomp when it comes back in later. because I'm base 78 speed. I'm actually jolly max speed anyway, because I don't outspeed the Aerodactyl. So if he doesn't speed creep his if he speed creeps his Aerodactyl, I'll outspeed the Aerodactyl. Kind of a weird theory behind not speed creeping this thing, but that's why I did it. Goes for Shadow Sneak, does like no damage, or Shadow Claw, whatever it was. I go for Earthquake. He actually lives with 1 HP yet again, which is crazy. I don't have Aqua Jet, so I have to go for, I think I go for an Ice Punch here because it still kills and I don't take recoil damage from Life Orb, which is cool. So I go for Ice Punch here, he goes for Shadow Sneak, and he lets this thing go down. So now he's staring down a +2 for Alligator. I only have 27 HP though, and he does have potential Ice Shard on his Sneasel, and he does have Rough Skin on his Garchomp. It's not Scar, or it is Scarf's Starkey Helmet. So if he switches into his Garchomp, I just die to an Ice Punch. I'll kill his Garchomp without a recoil is what I'm saying. So he goes to Sneasel, goes for Ice Shard. Unless he's banded, this thing cannot kill me. He's not banded, because I level 7 HP. And I go for Liquidation here, which for Alligator gets now, which is cool. And I don't take recoil damage from the Life Orb thanks to Sheer Force and Liquidation. Down goes the Sneasel. For Alligator, really poking holes here. Now goes back to his Garchomp. This thing I outspeed. And the only way Garchomp can kill me is by killing me with Rough Skin, basically. So go over Liquidation, because I'm going to be honest, I wasn't 100% sure if Liquidation counted as a contact move, and if it would activate Rough Skin. While I know that Earthquake would activate my Life Orb because of Sheer Force, and I know that Ice Punch would have been contact move. So I figured, you know what, let's find out now. It's Liquidation a contact move, and yes it is. So if it wasn't a contact move, I would have lived the Rough Skin, but it's whatever. At least I think that's how it works. So he goes to his Raikou. Everything on his team now is really low. He has this and the Salazzle left. I have a Scarf Latias, which outspeeds both of those because we know the Salazzle's not Scarf, and we know this thing had the Shuckle Berry. I'm free to click 2 Psychics here and pick up a victory in the PGL, which is just fantastic. So now I believe we're sitting at 3 and 4. I'm not 100% sure what our differential is. I believe it is -3. I could be wrong because it's not, the doc's not updated from last week because everyone went to hack basically. But either way, we're still in pretty decent shot for playoffs. We're 3 and 4, and there are 3 weeks left. So if we win those 3, we'll be 6 and 4, and I'm pretty sure we make playoffs. I think if we go 5 and 5, we have a pretty decent playoff chance. If we lose 2 more games, I don't think we make playoffs. Either way, GG to Jspeckz. His link's in the description. You guys can check out his side of the battle. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time, and keep rooting for your Klinks. And bye bye.